What is going on, my Houston Texans family? We are 31 days away from free agency. And when you look at the way this offseason has gone for the Houston Texans, man, it's just been a home run with Demeco Ryans and ownership and Nick Caserio already changing the narrative of the Houston Texans going into this offseason. You are excited for it and you are just wondering what the Houston Texans are going to do next. But before I get into this video, I drop daily Houston Texans content. Follow me on Twitter at 713HSP. I will be doing a giveaway of this mini Houston Texans helmet when I get to 6,000 subscribers. So drop down below the answer to today's question, and that is, what if the Houston Texans go out there and sign Derek Carr, who just became the hottest quarterback on the free agent market? Now, with that being said, I still want Bryce Young here as a Houston Texan, but I would be a fool not to sit here and not get excited about the possibility of a Demeco Ryans and a Derek Carr both coming back to Houston, right? They both have ties. Demeco being the player, Derek Carr, we drafted his brother David in our inception. He grew up here in Houston. I'm going to show you the picture right now of a young Derek Carr in a Houston Texans uniform playing a game at NRG. I am loving the idea of it. I'm not even going to lie, guys. And when you see the situation where he just left, it was toxic. It was chaos. Before I get into that, here is a fan's perspective on what just happened with Derek Carr. I'll say it again. Carr never was the problem. We have ruined this man's career. No one took more pride in being a Raider than Derek Carr. He was loyal to the franchise. He always talked about, I want to retire as a Raider, and I don't want to play for any other team. Look at the stuff that he had to go through. A bottom-of-the-barrel defense for 9 seasons, the Gruden fiasco, the Ruggs tragedy, Damon Arnett threatening people on the internet, the horrible drafting that the Raiders have done over the past couple of years, multiple busts, 4 offensive coordinators in 9 seasons for Derek Carr, 6 head coaches in 9 seasons for Derek Carr. It has been easy for him. And when you look at what happened when Josh McDaniels got hired, because apparently he wanted to come here because of Derek Carr, and now fast forward, he is being cut, and the final FU to the Raiders was Derek Carr not waiving his no-trade clause, because apparently there was a potential trade with the New Orleans Saints. The Las Vegas Review-Journal, when Derek Carr was benched the final 2 games of the season, this is where the situation gets toxic, guys. It says, the Raiders concluded Carr was not a long-term fit within weeks of the start of the season. That is absolute crazy. I come here for you. I used Derek Carr to lure in Davante Adams. The contract of Derek Carr was not signed until Davante Adams was already a Raider. Keep that in mind. The Raiders knew what they were doing. The Raiders also lost 7 games by less than 1 score. And how many of those games were they up at halftime? The program, the script for the Raiders, right? Since we went through our scripts, the script for them was to be up at halftime and blow the lead. And many players called out coaching staff. It wasn't just Derek Carr. It was Davante Adams who said, the coaches got to make adjustments just like the players do. And that's just the way the game goes. In the game against the Jaguars, right, kind of the tipping of everything, the slippery slope, right, kind of. The Raiders were beating the Jaguars. It was 20-10. They were just connecting with Davante Adams all game, and they go away from that. The Jaguars come back, win the game, and you know, you saw it multiple times already with the Raiders. And when you look at the Houston Texans, why not? You have the number 2 overall pick where you could draft the best defensive player available, because maybe the Bears still go, Will Anderson. Well, give me Jalen Carter and let me draft a wide receiver at 12 for Derek Carr. He did give him, like I said, the final FU was not waiving that no trade clause to the Saints, right? He was in the Pro Bowl, and they asked him after that, you know, that impressive skills competition, have you ever been that hot in Las Vegas? And he said, no, that's why I'm playing somewhere else. There's no questions about his leadership. It is there, right? He was crying on the podium talking about we are not being the type of team that we need to be. And even though he was going through all this drama with the Raiders, not once did he spill the beans. Not once. And as the days goes by, we will find out eventually what happened down there in Las Vegas. But nonetheless, if you are the Houston Texans and you want to win now, think about signing Derek Carr. You guys let me know what you think. As always, go Texans. Y'all have a very blessed day.